Warrior Garden Studios. In collaboration with Mission Music Ministries. Every week, we bring you unique perspectives and compelling stories from incredible guests who are living out their purpose. Get ready to be inspired. Your mission starts now.
On the Mission Podcast. My faith in the same thing, day, all day, stay, pray, never lame, stay, ride, for the time, never for the fine, swing from the God, what you say, man, listen to me, faith in the same thing, day.
Man, we want to welcome you to On the Mission Podcast. Well, my name is Thomas Miller, and with my homeboy Angelrey, and we got the boy Kezz in the building today. Amen.
Yes. It's K-E with two Z's.
That's what I'm talking about. And what we like to do today is we like to, have regular conversations with real Christians, real brothers, just giving you just a great perspective on not only our life, our reflections, and our beliefs, and just allow us just really just be us and who we are in Christ.
No
We
fluff.
No fluff.
Just the real.
Exactly. And straight freedom too.
Amen.
And so, man, Kezz, we got the big Kezz, man. First of all, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Oh, man.
Like for us, I'm going to let y'all know he's one of Mission Music artists, also a fellow brother in the Lord, man.
Yeah.
But we want to hear more about just what he do. So what's up, man?
Yeah, man. Well, as far as profession goes, I do work for one of the largest media companies in the Texas Panhandle.
Yeah.
I'm a salesman at heart. Learned that over the last few years, and now I get the opportunity and really blessed and take care of my family by selling some media.
Nice.
Amen.
Need some marketing and advertising.
Amen.
I'm your dude. Hit me up.
Amen. And man, tell us a little bit about the songs you got going, because this brother here got some songs that he tell us a little bit about it, man.
Oh man. Well, my biggest inspiration whenever it comes to the tonality and like the flow and the vibe of my music, hands down, my brother, right? My absolute favorite artist, not because he's my brother, just because I feel him. We relate on a very high level. I hear and feel everything that he puts through a track, and I don't listen to much music outside of what we do here in the studio.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I don't listen to any more music more than I do with my brother, and so.
That's what's up. That's what's
love, man. That's real,
love,
bro.
man. That's love.
So I don't think these folks really know your history, man. And this is where, like, on the mission, bro, as we come, like, we just kind of bring reality back, you know what I'm saying, in this walk, bro. I mean, would you like to share your story?
I would.
You know,
I would.
kind of let them know where you came from now, you know what I mean? Because honestly, bro, like, from what we know about you, we know that there's others out there, you know what I'm saying, that could be struggling with the same things, dealing with the same situations, similar situations, you know what I mean? And they feel like they got no hope.
Yeah.
They feel like they locked in. You
Been
know
there,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I think it's very important, bro, because you have a powerful testimony.
Oh man. Oh
For real.
man. All
Oh,
glory to the Most High
hallelujah.
God. All glory to the Most High.
Yeah.
So man, where to start? The beginning.
Yeah.
Born in 1998. You know what I'm talking
98,
about?
feeling great.
I am a 98 baby. Shout out to D-Trey. But no. But no, so started this journey about 27 years ago. I didn't really grow up in the church.
Yeah.
But I would say that the presence of there being a higher power of a God or a spirit to the world we live in has always been present in my life. My grandparents, very soulful people. Grown up here in the South, you know what I mean? These older black people just always got some kind of soul, some kind of church connection to it.
Yeah, come on.
R.I.P. Nana and Papa. My mom, though, she was a Sunday school teacher when I was about 4 or 5 years old. Earliest to my memory, she was probably a Sunday school teacher prior to that. And so I've always known kind of about the church, about their, like I said, being a higher power, but never really understood it. My mama fell out of the church. What's it called? My daddy was never a part of it. They ended up getting separated. We were about 8.5, 9 years old. Moved from Amarillo, Texas to Southwest Oklahoma, and with my mom and her new boyfriend, who is this. He was a very dark individual.
Yeah.
After my mom's separation, they got in. Mom got really big into like Wiccan and witchcraft, and I remember I was 9 years old. My brother, younger brother, was about 5, maybe 6. My older brother, 10, maybe 11. Had us sitting around a Ouija board table.
Word.
And it was a legitimate Ouija board. It wasn't
Yeah.
something you could just buy off of Amazon or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like
it was
carved
one
out
of
of a
those,
real
I
tree.
guess.
Yeah, real. It was all the letters and everything was burned into it, custom made. All
Yeah.
these
Wow.
prayers and different things that they poured out over it.
Shit.
Oh man, there's some stories behind that Ouija board, man. But I remember this one night they had us around this Ouija board, and to me, I didn't really know what was going on. I'm sure my brothers didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of conspiracy to if there's real power within so-called dark magic, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that night, man, absolutely experienced the real power of the darkness of this world. Man, it got so there was these familiar, I know now the familiar spirits, but it got so serious, so intent that we ended up packing up the Ouija board from where we were in the same night and went over to my so-called stepdad's best friend's house, who lived on an old church cemetery. And I know that what they were doing was real because they wouldn't even let the kids go into the room and partake in what they were doing at that moment.
Yeah.
So we was in the living room playing basketball and different things like that. I remember this night very vividly, though, very vividly. I remember the noises coming out of the room. I remember my stepdad coming out, bawling his eyes out, because this spirit that they talked to knew all of this stuff about his great aunt and all these other different stuff. Since that day, my mama hasn't been the same. To this day, she is still obviously oppressed by whatever spirit was either that she invited into her heart then, and even it continued after that. So it wasn't just a one-time deal, but it was the most one of the biggest memories that I had as a kid was that. I was only 9 years old. And at that moment, I knew that I was convinced that there is darkness in this world.
Oh yeah.
I was convinced. And I think you can look around the world today and you know that there is some kind of darkness in this world. And so as I started to get a little bit older, maturing, creating my own personality, who I wanted to be, I got to a point to where I met this dude, man. I was in the 8th grade. I met this dude that at the school that I went to, junior high school I went to. They used to do this thing like one time per semester, to where they would have meet me at the pole is what it was called. Because students would gather around the flagpole 7 o'clock in the morning. They would pray, they would worship, doing different things like that. I'm in the 8th grade. And this kid, he was a kid to me. I'm in the 8th grade. I thought I was the big guy. Junior in Altus, what's it called? You got 5th and 6th in one school, you got 7th and 8th in one school, and then you got high school, right? Yeah. And so in junior high, I was the older one, right? So I seen this little 7th grader, right? Leading this meet me at the pole. He had his acoustic guitar out there, he's in there playing and everything. And I was really impressed by him. His name is Michael Mowdy. Shout out Michael. He's a worship leader now at the same church in Altus. But I remember seeing him and talking to him afterwards. I was just really impressed by the fact that he, like, the ability and the courage that he had, and also the music ability to go up there and whip out his guitar and lead all these students in this worship and prayer. And and so like we built a little friendship. He invited me to his church on Wednesday. And so I went. It was a little youth group. Went to this youth group, and I would say that the preceding years of my life, and the character that I developed for myself was heavily rooted into that one interaction with Michael Mowdy. Still to this day, one of my best friends. But he is oh my goodness, I can't wait till y'all to meet him one day. He has a studio in Altus, everything like that. He does Christian music, Christian contemporary rock music stuff.
Yeah.
Bro's a genius, brilliant
Yeah.
whenever it comes to these instruments. I'm talking, he can play just about every
Yeah.
instrument, master it.
That's
What's it
nice.
called? He get down. His favorite instrument is the saxophone, man. I'm telling you, he get
Nice.
down on the saxophone, man.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
nice.
But I was going to this little youth group every Wednesday, and still in the 8th grade. Met my other best friend Zach, who's getting married this June. Can't wait for that. But built this little bond with the three of us, and on the worship team, it was only Michael Mowdy playing the electric guitar, the pastor's son on the acoustic guitar, and the pastor's nephew on the drums. They didn't have a bass player. And so the pastor's son came up to me one day and he was like, "Hey man, do you want to learn how to play the bass? I'll teach you how to play the bass and get you on the stage." And I remember income tax had just came around. My parents had dropped $250 on my first Fender bass guitar.
Nice.
Bought it off of Facebook
Nice.
Marketplace. Went straight from buying the guitar, took a picture of it, put it on Facebook, and went directly to the church for my first lesson. And within a week or two, I was on the stage worshiping with my best friend and these other new people in my life. And I did that for about really until throughout my entire high school year. And so I would say that it was at that point to where I got more into the church. Was not saved though at that point.
Right.
They had in Oklahoma. They had this summer camp that they would that the church would sponsor students to go to the summer camp. Absolutely loved it, and I recommend any kid, if you got kids out there, you got an opportunity to send them to any summer camp, but especially a church camp.
Yeah.
Do that. It was the best times of my childhood. Is probably those youth camps that we went to every summer. But I remember going to this youth camp. Summertime between my freshman year and sophomore year, and I felt this calling. I can't remember the name of the pastor who was there. I remember the song. It was I can't remember who sang the song, but it was I raised my white flag. I surrender all to you.
Okay.
all to you.
Yeah.
Remember that
That's some
song?
songs.
Yes.
That's some
Oh my
songs.
goodness, yes.
Man.
And so I just felt this. I felt this presence. I felt this calling, and I wasn't exactly sure what that was, what the calling was. But the pastor on stage, he said, if is there anyone in here who feels called into youth ministry? And I was like, you know what? I'm on the stage at the youth group. I'm playing. I'm already a leader in the youth service. I was like, you know what? That sounds like me. And raised my head, went to the front, and some fellow mentors that was around there, they led me into what I believe is the moment where I accepted Jesus into my life, where I accepted him as my savior. Right. So fast forward a couple years, I'm at this point, things are falling apart at home. My mama losing her mind. What's it called? I remember this one week, my mom woke up every day as a different person, different personality. What's it called? To this day, she has like 12, 13 different personalities, where 9 or 10 of them have names.
Sound like Legion, bro.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, that's
So
only,
you- so that really
that's just
ministered to
scratching.
you.
Yes, that's just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
But I started creating my own lane that I was in. But at the same time, I wanted to be cool, right? I wanted to hang around with the cool kids.
Yeah.
What's it called? Got into smoking weed heavy, smoking weed tough. Started hanging out with these dudes, man. They were known for robbing people. They got to a point to where their names, like, they wouldn't even, people got to a point they didn't even want to buy weed from them because they knew almost like you're gonna get robbed messing with these dudes. Yes. Everything falling apart at home. I ended up moving out of my mom's house when I was like 13, 14 years old. Got my first tattoo when I was 13, 14 years old. Then moving out of my mom's house, me and my brother, we were staying in our own little spot. My older brother, he was working at McDonald's, and I started selling selling weed. And it was Reggie at the time. We weren't nowhere close to where we were now when it goes to the gas. But
Yeah, come on.
But I remember breaking them bricks down. You know what I mean? Sitting in the room with my brothers and doing something differently during the week than I was on a Wednesday and a Sunday in the church. Right?
Yeah, I know that. I understand that.
Man, I felt at one point in the sophomore year, beginning of junior year. My brother had graduated. I had moved prior to that. I moved from this little house with my brother, moved in with my best friend Zach and their family. I stayed there for about 9 months. Zach's parents, the foster parents, he's adopted. His parents were the youth leaders at that time.
Oh wow!
And big musicians as well.
Yeah.
They do contemporary Christian rock to this day. But I got way too comfortable there. Started acting like that I was one of their kids instead of a guest in their own house. You know what I mean? And so towards my brother had graduated. One of his friends had graduated, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we can all just get our own place. And so I got my own spot again. About 16 at this point. Man, I started selling weed heavy at this point. We was throwing parties at the crib. What's it called? Getting into fights with the neighbors, man. I remember that was a crazy year.
Yeah.
Until my roommate got caught up with some methamphetamines. They locked him up. What's it called? They locked him up. My brother moved from Altus to Amarillo. And then I went off on my own. At this point, I stopped going to church. It wasn't in the youth group no more. I was creating music, little rap songs on my little iPad at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know them days, them days, man. Man.
But what's it called? I was forced to move out of that spot. Didn't want to go live with my parents, and so I stayed with my cousin.
Yeah.
And they stayed down the street around the corner from the church. And so I eventually got to a point to where I would walk to the same church, same youth group. And then I got back into it. And now I'm a senior in high school. Still not living the best way that I should be living, right? But got back on the stage, right? Moved out of my cousin's house. My younger brother wasn't even staying with us wasn't staying with my parents. My older brother wasn't staying with my parents. But eventually we all got back into the same house my senior year. I'm still selling weed heavy at this point. Some OG Kush instead of Reggie at that time. Yeah. But I got to this point to where we were down bad whenever it came to the funds. We had CPS in and out of the house. I remember we had the CPS came on like every Friday, something like that, every Thursday, some odd day, just to check on us. We knew that it was a scheduled time. It got so bad to where we had to go get food from our neighbor's refrigerator and put it into our refrigerator just to make it look like we had some food, right? And it was tough. It was tough.
Come on, man.
It was tough. And so we lived in these apartment complexes, and I found my way inside of the office building. And
He said I found my way.
Found my way into the office.
Windows open. I just somehow
Yeah, man. No, they had this drop box where people would take their rent and they would drop it into this box.
Right.
And I was a smart little criminal. What's it called? I couldn't pick a lock at this time. I ended up teaching myself how to pick locks.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to get. I knew that there was money in the Dropbox because I put my phone in there, recording. I can see that there was envelopes in there. I didn't know how to get in there, so I'm over here fiddling around in the middle of the night, and I see that there's a latch that's like where it's screwed in there.
Yeah.
And so I went back to the crib, grabbed a screwdriver,
Yeah.
went back over to the office, unscrewed the little latch, and took the money. If there was cash for the rent, I grabbed it. I left the checks alone, right? But that started my little cat burglaring type of spree. Taking people rent money. I got people evicted. Apparently one of the dudes that got evicted was a hardcore gangster from 901 Piru. What's it called? They got into an argument with the office people because he knew that he paid his rent. They didn't have their payment because Kezz didn't have it. But it got to this point, man. I was doing it for about a month. And then I remember Thanksgiving had Thanksgiving passed around. I told y'all we didn't have anything. And this was the first Thanksgiving where we didn't have anything. My older brother, he was always the older brother, but he was never the big brother.
Yeah.
And he had a job. He didn't really he was making money, he was doing his own little thing, but he wasn't really contributing to the house. What's it called? So I felt a responsibility to step up. And so this Thanksgiving, we didn't have anything. And it was a very, very sad moment. I went down, it was like 9-10 o'clock in the evening. Went down to the little office building, put my phone in there to see if there was any money in there. With no payments in there, with no envelopes in there. I didn't know really what to do. Now, prior to this, weeks leading up to this, I told you the dudes that I was hanging around, they were known for robbing people, right? Beating them up, taking their stuff. Me, that wasn't really my vibe, right? I guess I was more virtuous to just sit here and straight up beat you up and take what you got. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's what they were known for. And I remember telling them, I was like, hey, man, I was like, they keep money in the choir room. So our high school in Altus, there's a whole different building for the music departments where the choir is, where the band is. I was like, they got money in the choir room. I was like, we can probably get in there. Don't know how we can get in there, but if we can get in there, there's money in there. Got to find it and get it. That wasn't their type of thing, right? They didn't want to break into some place overnight and take something, right? And I didn't really want to be a jack boy and beat people up.
Yeah.
And so I went upstairs motivated because there was no money from this little drop box. We had our little cousin that was staying with us at the time. What's it called? I grabbed him and I was like, hey, man, I was like, follow me. Don't ask me no questions. Follow, right? And so we went downstairs, crossed over this little ditch, a small ditch, had to cross this field, and then a big irrigation ditch we had to cross under. And then the football field was right there for the high school. And then right across the street was, what's it called? The music building. It's like 11 o'clock at night at this point, almost midnight. We get to this building and I'm like, how do we get in? And so we had a crowbar with us and I'm sitting here like trying to break into the door with this crowbar. I'm like, it's not budging. So I start hitting it with this little I start hitting it with the crowbar. Wouldn't do nothing. We got this big old rock. Sat like throwing it at the glass. Every time we threw it at the glass, it would like crater the glass. Yeah. But it wasn't breaking. It wasn't breaking. It was loud too. I don't know how we didn't get caught. It was loud. Now, as soon as we throw it, boom, we go riding out of the bushes, way looking around and stuff. What's it called? Eventually I got mad and frustrated and went to the door and I just started pulling on it and it popped open. And so the way that I planned it out is we just have to get through this door, and then we got to break into this door, and then we got to break into this door, and then we got to break into the other door. So it turned out, because there's 4 different doors to get there, but turned out, popped open that door, went to the music, went to the choir room. It was unlocked. So just walked in. The office door was just open. The other office door was open. And so, bro, located the safe like that. They left the keys to the safe on the desk, found the keys to the safe. What's it called? Wow. And so I just grabbed the safe. I grabbed the keys and then we left. Got into this little irrigation ditch. It's nighttime. At this point, it's like maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. Pitch black in this little irrigation ditch. Can't really see anything. We popped before we left the school building. I opened it up the first time. And I opened it. I just seen a whole bunch of bank bags that were packed with bills and stuff. Closed. I was like, "Hey, this is it. This is all we need. This is what we came here for." And we left. Got to the irrigation ditch. What's it called? Opened it up. We had our little flashlights on our phone out.
Took all the bomb in there.
Bro. It was fundraiser money from the school, bro. Fundraise. We had just got done raising funds. I was a part of that fundraiser too. Just got done raising funds to through the musical that they were doing. It was the biggest funded musical that the high school had did in years. They were going to use this money to redo the stage and all this other stuff. And but we took the money, took all of the bills, and took all the bank bags out of the safe. Me, being young and stupid and pumped up on adrenaline, walked down the ditch, right? I thought it was so smart. Walked down the ditch and I threw the safe into the water, right? And next day they found it because it was shallow water. The safe was popping out of the water. But I didn't know that at the time. But that happened, right? And so it was about $60,000 that we had taken from the school. Now the majority of it was all in checks. And so what we did with the checks, we just burned the checks. I didn't know that you could sell the checks and make some bread off of that. I didn't know that at all. We just burned up the checks.
There's always someone out there that can cash it.
And I didn't know that at the time. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't know that at the time, because restitution would be $60,000, $70,000 instead of a few $1,000s now. But no, we had about $3,500 to $4,500 in cash. And we immediately, the next day, Black Friday, so I'm buying a homie shoes, buying my brother some shoes. What's it called? Trying to get some clothes and everything. No cap. The homies, they really took advantage of me because I had all this bread, and they used it more to their advantage than our advantage. Made a trip the very next day from Altus, Oklahoma to San Antonio, because our neighbors had this plug with somebody who was tied into the cartels, and I got a really good price on a whole, I think it was a whole QP, some OG Platinum Kush. Brought that back to the town. At that moment, I had the best weed in Altus. I was getting clientele. We was really pushing it. Stopped going to school. But we blew through that money by that Saturday, by that Sunday. Out of money, right?
You ain't never had that kind of discipline, bro. With cake, man, with any kind of money. You ain't had any kind of discipline or any kind of lesson.
Yeah, man.
On how to handle money, bro. Oh, bro, as quick as it came.
Out of there,
bro.
Out of there. Now I did throw my mama like $1,500 for the bills and everything. We got caught up on the bills for that month. I did buy us some groceries, put some food in the crib.
Yeah.
But what's it called? We blew through it Black Friday and blew through it on on that Kush too. Now at the time, I started flipping this Kush, was making some bread on top of it. So we had some kind of cash flow coming back to us. What's it called? But with the that much money being the most cash that I had held in my hand, that was actually mine. Well, not mine, but actually mine.
No, I understand what you're saying.
What's it called? Got money hungry. I was like, we did it with the apartments. Was able to do it with the school.
Yeah,
we can do it somewhere else.
Now I'm thinking GTA.
Yes,
heist,
bro. Yes.
Like, for real.
So me and my little cousin, man, we went on this spree. It lasted 10 days, man. 10 days. Almost every other night, we're back in the town. We ended up getting smarter. We ended up covering our feet up. Ended up wearing Halloween masks. Ended up wearing gloves. When we broke into school, lucky the cameras weren't working, because we would have been caught. I wasn't really in the system, so then they had my fingerprints, but I don't even think I'd have been a suspect then, because I was going in and out of that building every single day for choir, right?
Right.
Wait,
I got one question. Like, since you was going in and out of that for choir, man, and they're in there like talking about, man, somebody stole the money.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, no. I was like, what? That's crazy. Hey, I'm in the lunch line. I'm in the lunch line with the school security guard. I'm over here asking him, how's the investigation going? Yeah, man. I thought I was.
So you was really playing that
yes,
like, you don't say it. Is that what happened? Oh, snaps.
Acting all devastated and whatnot. I was a teacher's pet for choir too, so I was least to be suspected. Yeah, bro. That's how I knew where the bread was. How I knew where the cash was. Hard time called for desperate measures though, and I was pretty desperate. Them times was hard. But we started going on this little spree. We was hitting a lick. We're trying to hit a lick at least on different businesses and different buildings around Altus, Oklahoma. We successfully broke into this liquor store. They didn't have no cash. They did have like $50 in quarters, which came in handy because we needed quarters to do our laundry. We didn't at the apartment complex, so it really came in handy. But man, we took off with like a few $1,000s worth of liquor, man. We loaded up these trash bags with bottles, straight bottles after bottles after bottles after bottles. What's it called? Had to unload the trash bags because things were too heavy to carry.
There's a lot of liquid, man, in glass.
Yeah, we left the liquor.
What, man, you know what's
I've already been charged. I had to do my time. So
but the thing is, man, is what a lot of people don't realize, bro. Even man, it's like God preserves you.
Yeah, man.
Man, bro,
it so does, man.
Bro, there was so much coke. I was scared of how much dope was.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
are you riding so freaking me dirty to where
Yeah.
like, man, police, please don't look
Yeah.
don't look over them, please don't
Yeah,
look over
man.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nah, bro, like I remember one night, bro. You know what I'm saying? The fam, let's count this money. We get to count it, bro. Thinking it's so whatever.
Yeah.
Man, it took us 3 hours. $580,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, just like it's scary, dog. I don't care who you are, bro. What you think
Facts.
of yourself, bro.
Facts.
You sitting with that much money
Yes.
or that much dope in your house,
yes.
like you get this anxiety.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You get
yeah.
this anxiety. Like that's why fools be wilding out. And so like on top of having that anxiety, and now I'm shoving, perks down my throat. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
To try to stay cool. And I'm always strapped. You know what I mean? And so like any little reason, you know what I'm saying, you
Mhm.
ready to crash out, or you think some of the police, or you know what I mean? But what's crazy
Or-
bro,
Mhm.
just like look back now,
Yeah.
you be like,
And God
God
kept-
had me the whole
Yes.
time.
Oh my goodness.
God kept me the whole time.
Yeah.
Because so many
Yeah,
times,
man.
so many man. I'm telling you, bro, and I've testified, bro. I rode around with a 9-pack in my car with my daughter in it. You know what I'm saying? Back then, the 9-zips were going for 7,500. You know
Mm.
what I mean? For some folks, they'll shoot you for less, bro.
Oh yeah.
So
You know what I'm saying? They'll shoot you for less.
So do.
And it's just like, my baby's 1 year old. She's innocent, bro. You know, and it's just like, what am I really doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
what am I really doing out here? And I really got to see God's grace in my life, because any moment that could have went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could have came across like some cats like y'all's crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would have been
Or,
done.
man, or vice
You know what I
versa,
mean?
man. Just that one time you just get caught up.
Yeah.
Man, the
Yeah.
cops told me, man, and I never forget it. I never forget it. They told me, man. He said the thing about y'all thieves, right, and criminals. He
Yeah.
said y'all got to get lucky over and over and over and over
Hey,
again.
for
We
real.
just got to get lucky once.
Yeah.
And they got lucky once. They caught me on camera looking at the thing like this.
Oh, bro.
What's it
come
called?
on, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What's it called? And
You know what's weird though about the cameras?
yeah.
You just do that.
No, my
You
cousin,
just-
my cousin did just like this. I'm over here at the door trying to put the little crowbar in, trying to get this in this Italian restaurant. My cousin's like, bro, look, now right at the camera. So
Yeah.
it wasn't me looking for the camera, but him really telling me to look at the camera.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's when they got lucky. And I tried to play it off at first, like, no, that's not me. That's not me. What's it called? Because the first image was blurry. He was like,
Yeah.
well, everybody has specific facial
Mhm.
features that really
Right,
sticks
right.
out. I got good eyebrows, right? And he was like, look, your eyebrows, it's obviously.
I got
Yeah.
good eyebrows.
That's what the cops told me. That's what the
Nah,
cop told me.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
we
what the
recognize
cop
some
told me.
eyebrows from a mile away.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, that's not me. I was like, that could be anybody.
Yeah.
And then he showed me another picture, which is a little bit more clear, and you can clearly see that
Yeah.
I'm wearing this Dallas Cowboys beanie that I was also
He's
wearing
all-
in the interview while the cop is talking to me, showing me these images.
Put it in his pocket.
So I got the same beanie on while he talking to me that they caught me on
Yeah.
camera with.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, anybody could have had that. Anybody. And then he showed me way more clear picture, clear my face looking at this camera. I was like, all right, yeah, y'all got me. But we have to get lucky over and over and over again. And it only took that one time for them to get lucky. They had no suspects. None at all until they had that image of us being caught on camera. You would think that me going through that, and it lasted for 10 days from Thanksgiving. I turned 18 on December 1st and I got locked up on December 6th. What's it called? But you would think that would be the time that I would kind of reconsider what I was doing and the way that I was living my
But
life.
you don't.
Show didn't. I got out. I was in there.
Truth.
Yeah. I was in there for
That's the
60
truth.
days the first time, man.
Yeah.
I got out. My co-defendant got out 2 weeks after me. And the homies beat him up because he told
Yeah.
everything, right? The
They
homies beat
scared
him
him
up
with that
in my
time.
apartment. I didn't touch him, right?
Yeah.
And I even told, I remember they was on the phone telling me what, like, whenever I was still locked up, what they were gonna do
Yeah.
to this. I'm not gonna say his name, but what they were gonna do to him whenever they got out and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, man, it's cool. Like, I understand he's young, ain't never been in that position before, right? And they only gave us 60 days. And so it's
Yeah.
cool. I'm not really sweating, right?
But man, in that lifestyle, and man, the rules is rules.
And
it
that-
don't matter if they ratted on
and
you
that's how
for
they seen it.
tickets, dog.
That's how
Yeah,
they
They
seen
called
it.
Crime Stoppers on you.
That's
You know
part,
what I'm
that's part of
saying?
that
Like,
politics,
Yeah.
man.
yeah,
bro.
like you out of
Part
there,
of that
bro.
politics.
You got bad
you
paperwork.
have to.
You out of
Like,
there,
you have
sir.
to.
And they
Yeah.
they messed him up. He
Yeah.
walked home limping in my apartment too. Messed him up later that evening. Cops came banging on the door. What's it called? We obviously didn't answer the door. What's it called? It was in there banging on the door, all this other stuff. We knew what they were looking for, and one of the other homies got served with an arrest warrant at the school. Yeah. Now I stopped going to school at this point. Me and my younger brother almost dropped out.
I was gonna say, I was like, bro, you were still in school during all this?
Nah, we had stopped.
Man.
Once we started selling weed,
Yeah.
me and my younger brother was like, school is for busters.
Yeah.
Let's stay
The
home.
working
man.
man is a sucker.
Yeah.
Like that one movie.
But they served him with an arrest warrant at school. And what's it called? They had they were looking for me at this point. I knew they were looking for me. And so I bumped out, went to the next town over,
Yeah.
went to go stay with this little girl that I was messing with at the time. When I was chilling for like maybe 10 days, where finally I was like, you know what, maybe I should go turn myself in. And so I went to go turn myself in. And this was a few weeks, like 2 weeks after I had already just got out.
Yeah.
And mind you, I didn't do anything. I didn't put my hands on him, but I couldn't prove that.
Right.
And the kid, he didn't know who was hitting him. He
Right.
knew everybody that was there, but he didn't know who was hitting him because the first person that did hit him blindsided him. And but he didn't know what was going on. He basically said we all did it. And so I could have fought that case. I could have, but I had just got it now, right?
Just got out. Being young, you don't know the law like
Yes,
that.
bro.
You don't understand. It's not what you say. It's
Yeah.
what you can prove.
Sure, right.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? And so
Right.
the police, they know.
Yeah.
They know. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you enough rope to hang yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
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 When you
Yeah.
think, man, you free and clear, it's like, no.
Oh man. Yeah.
They want to get your ego back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run around
Yeah.
like, nah, I beat this case. Yo.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But I could have. But the thing is, if I would have sat down and actually sat, the thing is, I was tired of being
You
in
wanted to
jail,
get it over
bro.
with,
I was
huh?
tired of it. And the judge was like, "Hey, we'll give you time served, 10 days. You just got 2 more days to serve." I was like, you just got to plead guilty. He was like,
Yeah.
we're not going to
They hit
revoke
you
your
with the plea
probation.
deal.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That sounds like a deal. Let me go ahead and do that. But if I would have sat down for 6 to 9 months and actually fought the case, that would have been the best thing going for me because I got out 6 weeks later. What's it called? Hang out with the same people, mind you. Robbing
Yeah,
people,
dog.
physically beating them up was not my thing. What's it called? And I wasn't even planning on chilling with them that day. I was chilling with this girl who was friends with them, and she had picked me up from work. What's it called? She and her friend picked me up from work, and went hanging out at this this little court in Altus called the Thunder Court. OKC, they came to this big old thing where they built this basketball court by the reservoir. We sitting there chilling. Night school gets out, and so the driver that was driving me and the girl, what's it called, had gotten a phone call from the dude. Like, hey, can you come pick us up from night school? So we all got into the whip, went to go pick him up. Like, oh, Kezz, whatever. And I was like, okay. What's it called? Went back to the Thunder Court. Bro, these other 2 little dudes, bro, I'm not gonna name them, came out of nowhere, man. And they kinfolk to me. I didn't know one of them, but I knew
Yeah.
the other one, right? And I was like, hey, man, what's going on with the younger homies, right? And what's it called? We're at the Thunder Court, smoking, all this other stuff. Out of nowhere, this strange white man walking to the Thunder Court approaches
Dog, you
us,
should've known,
man.
Come on, dog.
approach us looking for some marijuana. Y'all know where we can get some marijuana? I'm
You
not
guys
from
got
here.
Some of that marijuana.
Yeah. So we
Got
was
some of
like,
that-
yeah, we was like, we got you, right?
some of that
We got
funny
this because I
trees.
had trees. You know what I mean? We got you.
like, what?
And so we all got into the car. We all got into the car. It was driver, passenger. It was me, the white dude, other little homie in the back. What's it called?
Come on, kids.
Passenger in the
what
front,
is
bro.
this?
He was like, we're gonna need to see the money. Basically, like, how much you looking for? Dude put out his wallet. He was like, as much as I can get. and had hundreds and 20s in his wallet.
He
Man,
know
so
Yeah.
we all looking at each
And
other.
all them bills are marked.
Yes, boy, I don't
Yeah.
know what's it called. We was all looking at each
Yeah.
other like everybody in the car knew
Yeah.
next thing that was gonna happen because I told you that's what they was known
Oh, y'all,
for.
oh, y'all get the check.
Bro, we what's it called? We pulled up to the crib.
Oh,
we pulled up to one of the dudes' crib,
Yeah.
and we all got out and then confirmed what we finna do to this. And we all got back into the car, went over to the outskirts of Altus, hopped out of cars, basically like, hey, we're gonna need that. And he was like, I already gave you money. No, we're gonna need all of it. Long story short, the homie was getting beat up by this white man.
So
never
he came with the officer hands.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Bro, his name. Yeah.
Oh.
What's it called? But we ended up taking his wallet, man. And these fools went back to the crime scene because the homie had dropped his phone. And I was like, you know what? Let me hop out of the car. Y'all can go back to the scene. Give me my couple $100 that I get from the lick. I'm going back to the crib. They went back to the crime scene. Dude's brother was there, had just picked him up and everything. And they get into this whole high-speed chase with Dude's brother. And then Jackson County police get involved. They start driving all the way to the next town over in this high-speed chase coming back. They got back to the west side is where basically where the hood was in Altus. And they all hopped out of the car and started running. Driver gets jammed
So
up.
dude wasn't even police.
Still to this day, we don't know. Still to this day. But his name didn't show up on the paperwork.
Yeah.
And
So
Altus, there's a lot of CIs. There's a
I
lot
was
of
gonna say,
CIs
he
in
was
Altus.
probably a CI trying
Yeah.
to get out of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And because just from the beginning, like the way that it was, and he's obviously was this weird dude, right?
Yeah.
Looking for marijuana to say marijuana specifically like that. So I
it's
still
like, who does
I
that?
still believe to this day he was. I don't know if he was a
Yeah.
full on cop, but he was at the
Mhm.
very minimum CI, right? Confidential informant if y'all don't know what a CI is.
Yeah.
What's it called? But this is sick, mind you. This is 6 weeks after I just got out of jail again. And so I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know they got into this high speed chase. I didn't know what was going on. I'm at the crib, and then cops come knocking on the door at 3:00 in the morning, asking me all these questions, and then talking about that they wanted to bring me on to the station so they can ask me more questions. I was like, y'all can ask me right here. I'm not getting no cop car with y'all. I'm not going nowhere. And they was like, they convinced me and my mom to follow them in our car to the station. Bro, I do not trust police to this day. That man lied to me, straight up lied to me. You're not going to jail. We just gotta ask you a couple questions, man. Bro, I was so butthurt after that, bro. Bro, I was mad at this cop, man. What's it called?
They smoothed out.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro. Got
No,
me,
bro, they didn't even like that. They didn't like that. It's
yeah.
just, hey, just say what you gotta
Yes,
say,
bro.
you know, man.
And so they got me down here, asked me these questions and stuff, and then put me under arrest. And this was, and oh man, this right before, like a week prior, my friend Michael Mowdy, he had came up, he had called me or something. He was like, "Hey, Easter's coming up. We need a bass player. You want to help us? Like, do you want to come in?" I was like, yeah. And so I went to church Wednesday night, and all this happened the same night. Went to church Wednesday night. Man, I am the definition of a lukewarm, what was the definition of a lukewarm Christian, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
You had a whole fast like,
Oh,
man,
my
I'm
goodness,
playing
yes.
worship and did bad bacon
Yeah.
heist.
Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday was the following Sunday. And so I let everybody down because now I'm in jail. Prom was like the final weekend. And so I let my date down and everything. I had already put in my papers to rent a tux and everything like that. And but this time, they weren't gonna let me out after no 60 days. They weren't gonna give me no time served and with a couple days
Nah,
left.
they already got tired of seeing you,
Yeah,
man.
Judge called me a menace to society, man.
Yeah.
And hit me with an aggravated conjoint robbery charge. And there was no way that they were gonna amend it. I didn't even see my first court date until like 3.5 months in. I'm already locked up 3.5 months in. They kept pushing it back. And what's it called? My first court date, when I seen the judge, she was gonna give me 10 years. It's not gonna come off an aggravated too, so I got to do the majority of it, 85% minimum.
Hey.
And so, what's it called? I remember going back to the jail after that, and they was like, "Nah, man, you ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that. They won't Like everybody locked up, turned
everybody's
into
a jailhouse
attorneys. Yes, bro.
lawyer.
Yes. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that. Do this, do that. I was like, all right, bet. Next court date, about 6 weeks later, next court date, same 10 years. Another 6 weeks later, same court date, same 10 years. My court-appointed lawyer was like, they not coming off of it. I was like, maybe we need to fire you then and hire somebody else. And so that's what we did. And then my parents had actually paid for a lawyer at this time. And the judge, he convinced the judge to amend my charges from a aggravated conjoint robbery charge to a non-aggravated conspiracy to robbery, which qualified me to go to this little program. It's a medium security prison, but they offer a boot camp program and also a 12-step anger management program and drug program, different things like that. If you get through the program, they reduce your sentence and they let you go. If you mess up, they go and extend your sentence and send you to big boy prison. What's it called? It's the boot camp program. The boot camp, whenever you first get there, everybody who goes, because there's two different types that do the program, and then there's other people just doing time. Yeah. But everybody who goes has to go through the 21-day boot camp program. Everybody, no matter what you're there for, right? But I was on that 21-day boot camp program for like 3 months, messing up, getting into trouble, all this other stuff, fighting. What's it called? Politicking, gang banging, all this other stuff. It got real whenever I got locked up.
Yeah.
What's it called? But I was on that. I was locked up in the county jail for 9 months. Got booked into the prison system on my birthday. Got a hit chain game on December 1st.
Dang.
Yes, caught chain on my birthday, man. Worst birthday ever. The homies were gonna give me their pancakes the next day. They were gonna make a little cake for me and all this other stuff.
They made you go.
Man, chain game on my birthday. And what's it called? Now I'm going to this long ride from Southwest Oklahoma to the Panhandle of Oklahoma. Long ride to where they had no, not the Panhandle. It was like in between Oklahoma City and Tulsa to the state place to where everybody goes to get their DOC numbers and all this other stuff. Worst day of probably one of the worst days of my life. But I hit the program. I hit the yard right before Christmas, messing up. I got put into the neighborhood car on Christmas Day. What's it called? I started, man, I could fight. And because I can fight, they wanted to line me up. But no, I mean, I was the one that was getting lined up, right? Anytime that politics broke out or anything like that. And so I just kept getting in trouble. The whole program is 3-week boot camp and then a 12-week step program. I was on that yard for 9 months because I kept getting in trouble. I had court on July 12th. I think it was July 12th, either 12th or the 13th. And I have nowhere close. I'm on like step 2 for being on in the step program. I'm on like step 2. And so they come pick me up for court. They're late. Drive me all the way to Altus. Missed my court. Missed it. My lawyer was there, but I wasn't there, so they couldn't do anything. Man, tell me why the judge was going to extend. They were not going to send me back to that program yard. My lawyer told me the next day that the judge wanted to cancel my program because I kept getting messed up and give me my 10 years. Yes, and give me my 10 years. At a prison, she's going to send me to a prison where in Oklahoma it's called Whacking Hut. But this prison, they call it Stabbing Hut. It's probably the most, it's not a high security, it's a medium security, but it's the prison in Oklahoma where the most violence gets taken down, right? And but you talking about looking back and seeing the grace of God, missing that court date, man. And then learning the next day what the judge was trying to do, that straightened me out. I started working with the counselors. They allowed me to present like 2 steps per week as long as I didn't get into any more trouble. I stopped politicking. I stopped gangbanging, all this other stuff. Well, at the time, I held the keys to the neighborhood car, so I didn't have to. I wasn't getting crashed out, but I was able to politic myself and settle things rather than everybody gonna have to fight for it, right? Yeah. And what's it called? Got my stuff together, and then presented. Finally, whenever I finally got to a point to present my last step, the counselors passed me, and then the next day I had court, and I came home. Now you would think that I learned my lesson, but I didn't, man. I didn't, man. I mean, when I was locked up in the road, I first heard about a black Hebrew Israelite. Didn't know.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't know anything about it though.
I like that deal, Broski D.
Yeah,
That's right.
Drewski, yes, bro. Yeah, Drewski, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was funny, bro.
Drewski D.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like, you married that wife?
Right, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
messing up the culture. That's right. That's right.
That's
Yeah, man.
right. That's right.
But at the time when I was locked up, mind you, I knew about Jesus.
Yeah.
And hearing these things, I didn't really understand it, and I was too busy politicking, gangbang, and stuff like
Now-
that. I didn't even care to get into it, so I rejected it.
One thing
At first.
that I realized in all that, and even any kind of religious cult, bro, is because one thing about us as minorities, and with black or brown,
Mm,
we are constantly searching for our identity.
yeah,
Right up.
Yeah.
We are trying to find out who we are and where we land.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because of that, bro, we fall into all those categories, to the gangs, to whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? To things like the Hebrew Israelites, because I almost fell into that too, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all people talking about the roots of, my Aztec, ancient ancestors and stuff like that, man. Tracing the tribes all the way back to the 12 tribes, through Issachar, the keepers of the time.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, so I almost fell into that myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely know where you're coming from on that. But I said it's an identity crisis, bro.
sure, right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I 100% rejected it at first.
Yeah.
I remember 'cause my best friend's foster mom was a white woman, most Christian woman I knew, and they
Yeah.
talk about white people can't get into the kingdom, and I'm like, I don't know about
Yeah.
all that, because if
Yeah.
anybody gonna get in, she
Yeah.
gonna get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And so I rejected it at first, but whenever I got out, I started getting more into it because now I got access to my phone, social media. Now I'm actually seeing these
Yeah.
Hebrew Israelites on the
Yeah.
streets and the
Oh,
videos
man,
and
now,
stuff.
now you starting to do the research yourself.
Man,
When
I
I was
got-
a baby Christian, you know what I'm saying? You come in with the mentality of like, oh, you really want to be a soldier. You come in with that street mentality.
Yeah.
You ready to gangbang for Christ.
Yeah.
And so you seeing how the
Yeah.
Israelites are moving, and they're like, they got rank, they're marching the streets, they protesting, Protestant churches and other churches,
Yeah.
Trying to be at the gates of the church,
Yeah.
trying to oh my gosh, listen, at the gates of the church, man. The gates, yep.
Yeah,
Hell's gates will not
Yeah,
prevail
man.
against the Church of Christ,
But,
man.
but you said
You know what
something
I'm saying?
powerful though about identity, man. Because
Yeah.
one of the funny things that like the devil does is when you don't have an identity,
Yeah.
that he put things in your life to make you kind of change your identity to where
Yes.
you like, okay, man, I want to be like this dude.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying, this is how I want to see me, or this is how you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like I remember kind of going through that whole, how should I say, that little change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when, kind of, I guess our family history and all that
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
like the stuff my grandparents did and the stuff they did in Amarillo. So it's just like, oh, okay, cool.
I
So,
gotta
you
fall
know,
in line with that.
you know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But, man, like not having an identity, man, will play a very big role
Yeah, man.
in how you do your life.
And at that time, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I barely even knew who I wanted to be. Right.
Real talk, bro.
I started getting back into making music again.
Yeah.
At this point, my younger brother started making music. Before I got locked up, he wasn't making no music, right? Got out, and he turned out he better than everybody else when it comes to making music. And so we
That
started,
boy is
yeah.
cold, man. That
We-
boy cold.
We put our little studio back together. We started doing our own little thing. But I started going from small town Altus, Oklahoma to big. To me, it was a big city, Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah.
And now I'm old enough to hit the nightclubs and all this other stuff. I'm partying, doing all this other things,
Yeah.
man. I wasn't even. Yeah, I knew. So I started looking at Black Hebrew Israelites, but I
Yeah.
still didn't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
And then what's it called, man? I fell out with my mom when I was staying with my mom, and I was giving her at least half of every single check that I had to help pay for the bills. We ended up getting evicted from the crib. Apparently we were months behind on rent, not just
Jeez.
one
Like,
payment
where's
behind.
this money at?
Yeah, she didn't even know.
Yeah.
Her mind weren't there. She didn't even
Yeah.
know where the money went.
What you mean?
And then not only
Yeah.
it wasn't even me who was offended. My daddy was offended too, because
Yeah.
like it's me and my dad is the only ones making money, right?
Yeah.
like we give it to you to handle.
Yeah,
business.
exactly. And now we getting evicted. Yeah, man.
Like, something
Was-
ain't right.
Yeah, man. I was delivering furniture at the time. My mom flipped out. I went and I asked my boss if we can use the truck to help them move, right? And then what's it called? overnight, spent all night getting stuff out of the crib, putting it into the truck. I gave them the deposit for the next crib that they were gonna live in. Did this whole thing, got into this huge argument with my mom. She was not gonna let me live with them. Left me in that house all by myself. And electricity went out and everything. And I got to my mom had came back a couple days later and was like, oh, she personality done switched again. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you can come live with us, did this and that. The next day, she trying to kick me out again. And the worst argument me and my mom had gotten into. Worst argument, man. And she's driving me to work. She's always throwing it in my head, throwing it in my face that I need her for a ride to work. And I'm like, okay, but you need my job to help pay for the rent. And worst argument at this moment, worst argument I ever got into with my mom. And I remember I'm a outgoing person. I'm a talkative person, extroverted. I'm not really a morning person, but when I wake up, you know, my energy is there. You know what I mean?
Ready with it.
Yeah.
And so, but this time, man, I was so messed up in my mind. I usually would like go through the office, say what's up to the little dispatcher that's there, say what's up to my boss, right? Give me a little cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then I go into the warehouse, check the furniture and all this other stuff, do my job. I didn't even go to the office at this point, at this day, because I was just so mad, bro. Hopped up straight from the dock. I just started checking all the furniture, loading up the truck. Now hopped back down from the dock when I sat in the truck, waiting on the driver who was doing all the paperwork and stuff. And I remember I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? Sarcastically, I told God, I was like, this, like, clearly I don't know what's going on. Clearly everything that I'm doing ain't what needs to be done. So sarcastically, I was like, you do it. You know so much, right?
Bro, that's
you
the best
think you
thing
can do
you've
this
ever
better
said
than
in your
me?
life.
Yes, man. You do it. And
Yeah.
bro, our first delivery was my younger brother's friend's dad, very wealthy dude. And what's it called? We were sitting there talking. I'm over here. I'm hooking up his furniture in the living room. His expensive electrical couches and stuff. My partner was hooking up the washer and dryer, and I'm talking to him while I'm hooking up the furniture about my brother and his son.
Come on.
And what's it called? Out of nowhere, he's like, you know anybody looking to buy a car? I'm like, look, what kind of car?
Yeah.
He takes me outside, shows this little Prius.
Yeah.
Had like 300,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Had an old sticker, Department of Transportation. His wife was a sheriff for Randall County.
Okay.
And they had gotten the car from Randall County. They didn't need the money, right? They just trying to get rid of it. Had a bad battery. I was like, well, how much you looking to get for it? He said, I'm only asking for 1,000. He explained to me, we don't need the money. We're just trying to get rid of it. And I just got paid too. I was like, hey man, I ain't got $1,000, but I got a few hundred that I can give you right now if you just let me pay it off throughout the rest of the month. And he was like, man, I don't know. He was like, we don't need the money, right? I'm not trying to do all of that. Don't want to go through none of that. He was like, if anything, it's up to my wife because it's her car. Got to talk to her. She don't get off till this time. I was like, all right, bet. Here's my number. Talk to him when she gets off, right? Call me. And he was like, bet. And so I got back in the truck, talked to my partner, with the driver. His name is, shout out Will. I'll name Will. Shout out Will. What's it called? But he was like, he's nowhere close to being, he probably close to being a Christian, but nowhere close to being a spiritual person at all, right? Yeah. And so I tell him about what happened that morning, about me getting into this argument with my mom, and sitting down in the truck, telling God, basically, you do it since I can't do it. Show me since I can't show myself. Yeah. I was like, man, and I got this opportunity for the car. Telling my mom that's the biggest thing she kept throwing up into my face, so that you need me because of this car. And what's it called? I was sitting here telling him about it. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And he said, pray about it. I was like, you know what? I will pray about it. Yeah. So I got to my little prayer, and like, God, like, if this is you, you know what I mean? Like, help me. You know what I mean? If this is what you're doing, help me. Yeah. Allowing him to, you know what I mean? Like, to relinquish this car over to me, help me change my life a little bit. And we had like 9-10 stops that day. And so now we're at like stop 6. He calls me. My phone ringing. I get all excited. And I tell Will, like, hey man, look. He was like, answer it, man. And so I answer phone. Hello, what's going on? What'd she say? He was like, man, I talked to my wife. He was like, she don't want to do that. She don't want to write up no contract. She doesn't want to have to deal with having to chase down payments.
That's what's up.
And I was like, no, she didn't want to. She didn't want to. And he was like, we're just not going to be able to make it happen. But if you could come up with $1,000, he was like, I'll like get it, but we're not going to make payments on it. He was like, I'm sorry. I was like, man, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. He was like, nah, she's pretty firm on not wanting to go through that stress.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, bet. So I hung up. I'm bummed out at this point and tell my partner what's going on. And I asked him, I was like, what do I do now? Right? I thought that I was going to get it. He said, pray about it. I was like, you know what?
Oh.
So I started praying the same prayer that I prayed in front of judges who was about to get ready to throw a hammer down on me. Lord, let this person change their heart, reach into their heart, change their heart. And I asked God, allow him to see something in me because I need it. Just allow him to see something in me that it's going to be something good. Because like, I know you got the power. I know you got the power to do it. Do it. Change his heart. Right. And now we're on stop 9, last stop of the evening. It's like 8:00 at night. It's dark outside. And what's it called? The dude calls me. And he was like, Kezz, he was like, I've been thinking about you all day. And we was just about to get ready to go out and do this last stop. He's like, I've been thinking about you all day. He was like, I just see something in you.
Ooh.
And I was like,
come on, God.
I was like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You heard me.
Yeah, God
word for
God
word.
trying to show you, like,
Yes.
hey, I'm
Yes.
in this.
He was like, can you come by and pick up the car? He was like, I already got the contract written up. He was like, you can make this payment today. These are the other days you're going to make the payments and this and that. Be paid off by the end of the month. I was like, man, it blew my mind. It blows my mind
That's
to this
God,
day.
bro. That's God.
Word for word, answer my prayer, word for word.
Yeah.
And the same prayer that I prayed before in desperate times.
Hey,
Just
that's
see
God.
something in me,
That's
man.
God, man.
Praise God.
And
Hallelujah.
I told him, I was like, hey, man, I was like, I'm excited. I'm telling my partner, I was like, hey, I told him, hey, we're on our last stop. There's a little washer and dryer, a little drop off too. We don't have to hook it up. I was like, can we drop this washer off and then I can come pick it up? He was like, yeah. And I asked my partner, I was like, hey, I have to do this. He was like, you gonna give me the car? Can you take me over here to get the car? He was like, man, he was like, this, he told me, Will had told me that our boss had asked Will early before we even left the warehouse, had asked Will to bring me by his house after we were done with our last stop. And I was like, okay. I was like, why? And I'm still on the phone, like, why? He was like, he just wants to talk to you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, let me call you right back. And so I called my boss and I was like, hey, you want me to come over so you can talk to me about something? He's like, yeah, it's not going to take long. I was like, okay. I was like, can you take me over here to get this car afterwards? He was like, yeah, not a problem. I was like, all right, bet. So I called the dude back. Hey, I got to go over here and talk to my boss first. He wants to talk to me about something. And then he's going to bring me to come get the car. He was like, yeah, it'll be waiting for you. I was like, all right, cool. Went in, did the drop off, dropped off the little washer and dryer. What's it called? Signed the papers, got in the truck, and he took me around the corner to the boss's house. Walked in. The boss's wife was making dinner. Not only for the boss's wife, she fed me too.
Oh no!
And he had proceeded to tell me that he knew that I was going through stuff at home already. He didn't know the specifics of what I was going through, but he was like, "You was just something." He was like, "What was wrong with you this morning? Like there was something off with you." I told him, I was like, "Man, I just got into the argument with my mom." I was like, I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
He was like, I figured that had something to do with home because of what you had told us. He was like, that's why I wanted you to come over here. He said, I want to show you something. She led me from this kitchen down this long hallway to the last bedroom. Walked in. This bedroom had a big old California king size bed, a recliner, a couch, and a big old 60-inch TV. He was like, what do you think? And I was like, what do you mean? What do I think? He was like, I want you to come stay here until you can get up on your feet. I was like, man, are you serious?
Word.
In the same day, day.
Boy,
I was like, are you serious?
That's God.
Was that
bro.
not
That's
God
amazing.
answering my
That's
prayer?
God. Boy, that's so God.
And so I was like, man, so this one day, word for word, God answered my prayer, word for word, and then radically changed everything. Went to go pick up the car. I was with Janet, and I was already with Janet at this time. what's it called? We pulled up on her, and I was like, "Look at what I got!" You know what I mean? This little car pulled up on her, and
little Prius.
Janice, my wife now, but
Yeah,
what's it
I
called?
Come on.
Pulled up
Come
on
on.
her. She was like, "Where'd you get this?" And I was like, "I just bought it." She was like,
Yeah.
"No, you didn't. No,
Yeah,
you did
yeah,
not
yeah.
believe me." I was like, "Yes, you bought this car."
Come on.
And bro, proudest moment of probably one of the proudest moments of my life whenever I pulled up to my parents' house.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything to them. Walked in, only had a trash bag full of stuff. Grabbed my little trash bag full of stuff. Walked out. My dad followed me out. Seen the car. My little brother, followed me out of the house too. He's like, where'd you get this car? And told him, bought it. And he was like, where you going? I'm leaving, moving. I got somewhere else to stay. I ain't got to stay here no more. Right. And my dad, bless his heart, because he had to deal with my mom on a whole different level than I had to do with my mom.
Yeah.
But this one day, I not only believed in the existence of God, but I found out exactly how much he cares about me, how much he loves me. And that's whenever I completely was like, you know what? From this day forward, I'm going to seek to not only believe in you, but I'm going to seek to live for you.
Come on.
Yeah. So man, as we get ready to wrap up,
That was great. Come on, y'all.
I mean, that's
man,
that's a powerful
all
testimony.
right, man. I really enjoyed.
If I've ever heard one for real, like
Yes.
that is powerful.
Yes.
To anybody watching, y'all be encouraged. Be encouraged. Your story's not over yet, man.
At all.
At it, man. But man,
Yeah.
bro, is there any last thought that you like the world know your heart?
I want to say to those young people out there, because I was 20 years old whenever I was going through all of this. I didn't know who I was going to be. At that moment, I knew that God wanted me to be somebody.
Yeah.
To those young people stressing out, not knowing you're in the same position, you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know how to make things work, man. Trust God and seek the kingdom and allow all other things to fall into place.
That's right.
Because I went from doing furniture to working into construction, got my first sales job, started publishing my own magazines, started my own social media business, and now I work for the biggest media company in the state of in the Texas Panhandle.
That's right.
And I still now I'm with you, brothers.
Go.
Right.
And I still got somewhere to go. But back when I was trying to figure it all out myself, man, there was no peace in it.
Yeah.
And now I have peace because I'm not trying to do it myself. I seek where God wants me in this day, in this moment, and I let him worry about tomorrow instead of me worrying about tomorrow.
And that is how you do it, man. Dog, I can't say enough. I appreciate you sharing your story, man, because you know that's something we need to hear, man. How God's really snatched us up out of darkness and really brought us into the light.
Amen.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and to really add on to what he said, man, like understand, man, like nobody's too far gone.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's no such thing of anybody being too far gone. But it's just like, man, really, you know, opening yourself up to God. Because, man, you know what else I hear in your story? God pursued you.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Scripture
And I
just
kept
tells
running.
us, man.
I kept running away, man. In my Jonah
Yeah,
moments,
man,
I kept
man.
running
But the
away.
Lord
Scripture
pursued
tells us he
you,
draws us
man.
near.
Yes.
So, dog, I can't thank you enough for sharing
No,
your
for real.
story.
Yeah.
Man,
For real.
I-
Beautiful. bro.
dog, I gotta.
My
that's
dog.
my brother
Yeah,
Hayden.
man.
Yeah. Dog.
That's why he the homie, man.
You know what I'm
That's why he the
saying?
homie.
Yeah.
I know that's why he the homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
And but with all that being said, and y'all have a blessed night.
Yeah.
We on this mission. Peace.
peace.
Yeah.
My faith, you the same thing, they